Hi guys. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening,
Good
wherever you
evening.
may be.
Or good night.
Mm-hmm.
Good night.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Go to sleep.
yeah. We're back again with another news episode, 13. This is the 13th one. And how are you guys doing today? How are you doing for
I'm good. This is News 13, so that's what brought you, 13 succinct news drops. And last one was particularly interesting for me. And till today, and I don't even mean it in the bad way, but till today, the internet is still blowing up.
buzzing?
And the memes that are coming out of this thing is just hilarious.
I know.
You've sent me a few, and I've been laughing a lot because it's like, because you can imagine that being the case.
I think the one that stuck to me when you sent it to me was the video, right? Where they mentioned, she was like, "Oh, just tell me what it is, just tell me." And they tell her, then they finally end with saying Call of Duty, and she pukes. Like that one you sent me. Like they just said Call of Duty, and she,
it's like that is the limit. You shouldn't take it that. You shouldn't push that much. There's this chart that's going around, like a pie chart, and they're showing like things have been going on. They've been showing like the gaming. Should I say the space that is being occupied by different owners of different studios. So before, I think 2018 is when I saw 2018. It was Sony had 10% of the game market, and Xbox had 8%. So, or something like that, or 7%. So I think now Xbox has just, or Microsoft has just passed that. Even Apple has a considerable chunk. Apple has like 5% apparently, or something like that. And there are so many other things. I'm not sure how factual that chart is, but that's what the person was saying. So the person was kind of saying like, see how Sony people try making noise now, crying and all of this. But just 2018, they had basically almost 3% of the, more than 3% or about 2% more than Microsoft when it comes to the share of studio market. Like they own a lot of studios or stuff like that more than. So it's not like, so they should stop making it seem as if, some kind of big bro thing, we're buying all the, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, this leads into the first thing that we have on the Nyusu. And it's a rumor, obviously. As we said, the internet is still buzzing. And so there are rumors flying around about Disney maybe buying Sony. And honestly, I think it's just wishful thinking at this point because of everything happening. But I mean, it'll certainly give them some useful backing. Let me put it that way, to be fair. So, and there'll be a nice kind of collaboration that could be done if it happens.
But that's giving too much power to Disney, don't you think? Like,
I mean, we already, Disney owns this freaking world already. It will give Disney to, if they buy into a big gaming.
Disney can buy Sony, but all the fights that we've had over Spider-Man, Wolverine, so many things over the past because of Marvel, Disney, and Sony, it's been pointless. The fact that we had like 17 or horrible, I'm just making numbers up, but the fact that we had like, let me be honest, the fact that we had like about 3 or 4 horrible Fantastic Fours shouldn't have ever happened. Like so many things.
Horrible Fantastic what? Fours. Yeah. Well, so, that's anyway, it's a rumor, as things go.
But I'm sure a lot of people will be happy because they want that big that superpower coming in, because Disney's gonna push. If Disney bought Sony, do you know one thing I'm gonna tell you?
Maybe not the whole Sony, maybe the gaming side of things.
If they did buy the gaming side of Sony or whatever, I think that it would have. I think that what's the name? I think that a lot of things are going to change. I think the way people see Sony right now, the way PlayStation is set up, is going to completely change. Whether they might adopt the whole Xbox model or Microsoft model and go into like that kind of overdrive, because for the fact that they've come and done something like Netflix, you can understand how they think. they might just switch completely, which might be good for you guys, or they might switch that might be bad for you guys in the sense that you'll find out a lot of exclusives will just become more open and it's no longer exclusive. It's like because they might not be thinking of it the way is a someone that is solely Sony. They're thinking about it in the market share, thinking about it in the money angle. They are not
you're right. And they do some ruthless things.
Yes. So this is the difference between like Microsoft and Sony at the moment. What I'm trying to say is that Microsoft thinks bigger than Xbox, like it or not. Like Xbox is a part of Microsoft. It's only even and they don't think in the same way. Like I know Sony is not just a gaming company, obviously, but they don't think in the way Sony think, like the Sony game people think. That's why when Xbox first entered, they first entered to just try and understand the game. Then after that, they started changing, and it wasn't just Xbox. It was like Microsoft started trying to bring in different things. And it's no matter what you think about, as much as right now the gamers are enjoying this lovely drive of seeing games, it's still about the market share for them. They know how they are doing it, that they are trying to make money. They know they've done this, they've thought about this thing well to say this is how we're going to make money. It's just the way Apple thinks. Apple thinks like that, like how do we make money? So if Disney should come in, it's going to be different. That's one thing for sure. Good thing or bad thing, that I don't know.
We won't know. Yeah. They'll just come and scatter the way things are, whether it's good or bad. We won't know. You're right. Oh well. All right. So moving on. Apparently, Jason Momoa is in talks to join Fast 10, and I'm already like, can the whole Fast and Furious be done anyway? So I don't think whoever they might want to add doesn't necessarily like make me think, ooh, Fast and Furious again, great. I'm just like, yeah, guys, just wrap it up. As much as I like Jason Momoa, but yeah, it's all good though. It's all good. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
I have thoughts on that. Sorry, I have. They approached The Rock. Well, they did approach The Rock.
He was already there now.
I'm there to call. No. I'm there to call you. Let me first. Let me sort myself out for that. Vin Diesel wrote a whole thing on Instagram. Did you not see it?
You sent it to me.
Oh, I sent it to you. I said, The Rock, your family, blah, 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 this. We welcome you back you come back to the
okay, I didn't see that whole thing, but I saw something to do with him. Not the whole thing. Go on.
Now, even, what's the name? Now, even The Rock responded and was like, kind of just like, it's not happening. And I think he responded, and I think it's because of what happened in the past. The Rock responded that way because I think he also did not appreciate what Vin Diesel did, because he's like, it's not like you're calling me or talking to me. You're trying to put me in a corner by putting this on Instagram so that the fans will come and be like, no. And then, that kind of thing. You now get me to say, oh, you're my brother. He now using that his family thing. He's bringing family thing.
Can you even remind me what happened in the past? Because I don't remember their drama.
I think
do you?
The Rock. No, I don't necessarily. I would just say think. That's why I'm using the word I think, because I remember, but I'm not sure. Let me not say things fact or whether I'm not. So I think The Rock I think The Rock came in initially the first time. He now had a work ethic that was different from everybody else. Someone that was serious, someone that used to show up on time, someone that was ready to this thing. Then someone like maybe Tyrese or some other people.
Okay, I know Tyrese.
Were not so
disciplined.
We're not so disciplined. We're not so disciplined. We're not so serious about the whole thing. But that also got to him. That pissed him off, and I think that's how it caused the problem. But then I think in the next Fast that he was still part of, so he came in the first one, he was brought in. In the next one that he was a part of, his production company That's seven coins or something like that. I can't remember the name of production company. Joined in to do the production as well for that next Fast and Furious. So I think he had more control over the way things were happening. So I think that would have also, because now he was not just an actor, he was also kind of like being a boss. And I think that also caused more clashes between the way things were done, especially professionalism and the rest. Now, after that, that is when they decided, let them go and do Hobbs and Shaw. That was separate. Now, at the same time, Hobbs and Shaw was separate. And I think that was just The Rock trying to just be like, you know what, I can't deal with this thing. I'll go and do I think obviously maybe getting some blessing from Vin Diesel to carry it, because I think at this point now, all the movie is no longer Fast and Furious that we knew before is dead. What do I mean by that? Like, you know how Mission Impossible is? That is no longer the original people that are doing Mission Impossible. Now it's just what's his name? Tom Cruise. Cruise.
Are you trying to remember his name?
No, I know it's Tom Cruise, but I don't know why Cruise was not coming. Cruise was also sure for a second. Anyway, so Tom Cruise, so horrible with names. So Tom Cruise is now the one that's in charge of the production and all this. So you see these things happen because they have the money. Even Nicolas Cage did a lot of movies. Any movie that you start seeing 7, 8, 9, 10 is no longer it's them that are the ones that are producing it. So that's why sometimes we see that drop in the type of movie. We're like, huh? It looks completely different. Anyways, so as I was saying, so basically, The Rock shifted off and went to do his own thing. And then when he shifted to do his own thing, I think that's where it was already the end. I think that was just him trying to just close off his relationship there. And I think at the same time, being that he has garnered so much love from his 2 showings in the last, I think it was 2, he appeared in 2 of them. Before that, Hobbs and Shaw.
Was it 2 or 3?
It might have been 3, I'm not even sure, but I think he appeared in a couple of them. So, he brought a lot of fans with him. He was now part of the whole thing. He was family as well, everything. So, it really pushed up the ones that he was part of, the last few ones were like the good ones. After that, it's not like, it was because of him he fell off. But I'm just trying to say, due to the fact that this guy died, Paul Walker died, him coming in at that time also helped with pushing, keeping things.
He was there before Paul died.
He was there before Paul died, but I'm trying to say, like, once Paul died, it was rest in peace. It was like him also being there still helped with all the other people that they brought in. It was turning into this whole big thing. But anyways, so I think the movie Hobbs and Shaw was now coming out, and I think because he is in control of Hobbs and Shaw, now Hobbs and Shaw was going to have him. He was going to have Jason Statham. Was going to have Idris Elba. 3 huge people in the action movie industry. Now, being that it was huge, it was supposed to come out certain year, I think 2016 or something. I can't remember what year it was, and it was going to come out. The next Fast and Furious was also supposed to come out that year, the same year. Now, because
it got pushed or something,
they had to push it because I think they would have realized that if both of them came out at the same time, a lot of people would have flocked towards Hobbs and Shaw. They would have been the whole, not that the people cannot watch both of them, but they would have been the whole Hobbs and Shaw would have made more money. So whatever money that would have, there's a way it would have been split that it would cause them more problems. So they decided let them push it to later so that it doesn't affect, especially with everything. Let it just be like the later date. So that pushback also caused more issues, especially for people like Tyrese, who came out and said so many things online.
I remember
and so
that
on and so forth.
I remember that.
So at the end of the day, once that all of that happened, that whole relationship was in the mud. And I think someone like Dwayne Johnson is he's a very strict guy. He's strict to his code. Like, he's one of those people that if you've messed up, it's like he's one of those people that is very, very, very strict. Like, you need to apologize, you need to come to meet him and talk to him in a certain way before You guys, he's not just we don't just brush. He's not going to work with you. I think he's built himself so much that he doesn't need to work with you amicably and say, let's just do it. I think unless he's already signed the contract, then he's not that honor the contract. But outside of that, he's like, I don't have to work with you. I won't work with you. So I think that's it. So I think once all of this happened, and this guy, instead of trying to call him, meet with him, trying to speak with him, let's sit down, now brought it up in a way that was so, heartstringy for public consumption. But that's not what's going on behind closed doors. Because what was he saying? You've come to my house, you've eaten at my table, you've played with my kid, all these things that is a little bit you're always family. Yeah. And then, like to see you in F10. And The Rock is like, you ain't gonna pull me like that. I'm strict to my code. So no. I think that's what happened. And yeah, I think once that happened, that's the end. So I think they needed to get someone else that seemed like The Rock. And I'm not trying to say Jason Momoa is not a huge person on his own or whatever, but I'm just trying to say like
he's not compared to doing.
They needed to feel.
He's not doing level.
Yeah, they needed to fill in that gap. So
okay. All right. So the Uncharted.
You know what? I've not even seen. Sorry. I've not even seen the last one.
It's the way you just. I
don't know. No, I just realized.
Sorry. Yeah, I haven't.
I've not seen the last one, so I don't even see myself.
I'm going to
watch Jason's own. Like I'm that behind. I mean, I'll watch it at some point, but I'm trying to say like I'm that behind like that. And when people watch it, and some people came out and said like, meh. It doesn't bode well. Sorry.
Of course. Yeah. And just the ridiculous aspects of it. We all know all that going to space in a car that has been tricked out. Like what rubbish. But it is well. Jason Momoa would make me a little curious though, just because.
So I'm also going to say I don't necessarily rate Jason that highly. Sorry to say, I just don't. I
as an actor,
I don't know.
Yeah, I like him.
I like him,
and I like the way he acts in some of these things. That his Jason Momoa self. I like that for the most part. So I think that's just the thing. So as long as it suits the movie that he's going to do, then I don't mind. As if it doesn't suit, then I'm like, So yeah. Just depends.
I mean, I think it's C. I like him in C.
Sure.
Very much in C. I think and
that is very close to his Khal Drogo thing.
No, close. And I like him Khal, but I think if he needs, I think I need more. I think I need a lot more. Aquaman, I did not like. Anyways, let's not go. Sorry, go to the next one.
Have you seen him in Brazen? It's not like it's vastly different, but it's just not that. Have you seen any movie called Brazen with him in it? No. Okay, and he has the one on Netflix, Sweet Girl. I hate the title.
Oh, yeah, Sweet Girl. I saw Sweet Girl. No.
I think what got me there more so was even the babe starting to beat every. Anyway, let's not get there. I was gonna say, the Uncharted creative director has given the fans of the series some kind of glimmer of hope that there could be more coming to the whole Uncharted franchise. So I don't know, but the thing there is that really legit? Is that true, or is that just part of the hype for the upcoming movie? So
you never can know these days. Sonny and me telling so much treats with some or maybe.
Anyway, I didn't know that's where you were going. Anyway, just one more thing for me. So there's been a lot. I just want to say it's not like it's a news thing per se, but yeah, there's just been a lot coming out regarding Horizon Forbidden West, and as you guys would know, huge fan, and I'm on the Sony side, but yeah, there's a lot that's been coming out that giving us little snippets because it's coming out in February on the 18th, and it's looking good, man. It's looking good. And just to throw this out there as well, we have Angela Bassett and Carrie Ann Moss that are also voice acting for new characters
Are
in
you
the game. So
serious?
that's interesting. Yeah. So that's an interesting one as well. So yeah, it's looking good, people. It's looking good. Get it when it comes out. Or when you can. Okay.
No, get it when it comes out.
All right, man. On to you.
So which comes as good news. Warner Bros. Is moving ahead with Mortal Kombat 2. They really smashed it with Mortal Kombat 1. We're looking forward to, how they're going to do this. I'm looking forward to the story that they should just bring that same guy back. They shouldn't just try the guy that did the directing, everything.
The same. That's what you mean. Yeah.
Just bring the same guy back. Don't try to. Don't try to be like,
switch it up with another.
So nice. Let's get.
I know.
Huge. Sometimes when they try and get all these huge people in, it just messes up.
It changes the whole thing.
Let's just let the actors not be so big. Let it just be.
Just keep the same guys. Add a few extra characters. Yeah, keep the same vibe.
Nothing crazy. Then next is James Bond producer says that Idris Elba has been part of the conversation for the next 007. What do you? Yeah. I mean, we've talked about this.
We've talked. Yeah, like it's been in the rumor mill for a while now on who could be the next. And Idris was always one of those possible ones. So this is just.
You know what? I was on the mindset, and my mind has been slightly poisoned. My mind said that yes, someone like Idris should do should become James Bond.
The next 00.
Like it makes sense. He can be classy, he can speak that, he can, he's British, he can act like Storm.
People already like him.
He's already like that, he looks like that, and if you should say Bond, James Bond, he looks good and everything. But I did not know how much James Bond. I didn't know the history of James Bond. Like, what do I mean by that? Now, for example, I know now, even after doing a little bit of research, that there's been a Black Superman in one of the comics drawn in the past. I never knew that. But when the whole conversation of Black Superman came about, and all of us were like, nah, should not happen. Especially when they were talking about that. It wasn't anything against Jordan. Wasn't anything against Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, but it was on the fact that anyway. So yeah, as I was saying, so how I was saying that the whole Black Superman thing, even though now I think I've seen somewhere that there's been a Black Superman drawn in the comic before, long time ago. So, but before that, I was both of us even discussing, and we're like, you know what, it's not right. You can't make. I mean, as much as we're black and all of that, we can't make a Black Superman. It just doesn't seem correct because we've always known it to be this way. To just switch it maybe because of being PC and something like that just means it just feels like, and it's nothing again. It's not like evolution cannot happen or stuff of that nature. It just felt like, as a fan, is that what you want to see? But I never felt that way of James Bond. Now, only for me to find out that James Bond was actually books before, which I never knew. It's a novel, like it's a series. It's a book series.
Okay.
So I never knew this. And the guy, when all these stories were written, it's like there is a proper right. It's like a person that is written. That's why James Bond have always looked a certain way. Apart from Daniel Craig, they've always looked a certain way for a long time because it's been like, this person, this agent looks like this, whether it's blue eyes or whatever. There's a way the person is written.
There's a template.
The person is written to look like this, and that's just it. So it's like it's a Caucasian. That's who James Bond is. It's not something like that. So I think coming from that aspect from the book to them wanting to make a movie with a black man inside, which again, I'm going to be so happy with Idris Elba and blah blah blah. But it's like, is it fair? Because let's not lie, and I'm not trying to go into this whole debate of conversation, but let's not lie. if something like Oduduwa came out and they say Oduduwa, they now made Oduduwa a white man, how would you feel about it?
No, that's different. That's different. No, I say it's different. Oduduwa is a specific person.
No,
James Bond is like this whole agent idea. Superman 2 is like, if you put it as a different person from Krypton, or because he's a whole, you can say, it's not multiverse test. So let me not go there.
Let me say Shango. No, that's different.
Okay.
Shango. Let's go Shango. Shango is fictional to a certain degree because people talk about it like it's not.
Yeah.
Now, if they wrote, so Shango has been written stories. There's even some movies that have been made and things like that. Now, if all of a sudden there's now Shango, someone in the US, one big industry in the US decided to pick Shango up and say, let's just try Shango. And then Shango is now
a white
guy. How would that feel? Like,
No, but then the question is, really now to be saying Shango, but no, I'm not saying they say Shango, but you know what I mean.
How much they change it is really up to them. But I'm just trying to say, like, how we feel. Like, the thing is that, and I think this is where Nyusu.
Okay, that's fair.
This is where I always try to flip the coin because I'm very huge on perspective. Like, it's how I tend to try to live my life. I try to see things from the other side. And a lot of times it's very easy for us, especially we Black people too. And I'm not trying to make this into a whole political thing, but it's very easy for us, we Black people, to feel like it's our right to be part of that thing. It's our right to, and which very rightly so, to a lot of degrees, it is our right to be part of it, because if some of those things, if we track through history, it used to be ours before then it became, it was changed to become theirs, which is fine. But there are some,
and I think it's because it comes into this whole thing of where it's not just it is our right, yes, but there was also this restriction before.
Yes.
That you can't.
Yes, but
so it now becomes, because you said I can't, I will, kind of thing.
Yes, which is fine. But I think in all fairness, we shouldn't be so, let me say, so pissed when it happens the other way, because it's like,
so the pissed, so I get what you're trying to say, but the pissed part comes from, have you not taken enough?
Fine. Hey, what's up? But that's my point. I see it as unfair to them, because I
fair.
Get it, but I just see it like it's completely unfair to them, because you cannot. We're looking for this one world unity. Let us be unified. Let us be one. Let's not see through the spectrum of color, which is great. Let's not be looking at this. Let's not be looking at that. But if this is the case, we still do it a lot. We look at this through the spectrum of color a lot. We segregate and we say, don't touch this. Touch this one.
Yes, we do. But because we're also not in that ideal world where you can say, oh, it's all everybody's now.
But we're asking people to do this. We're asking every other person to do this, but we're not really to look that deep and do it as well. That's my point.
Agreed. But what I'm trying to explain is to the why. Because we are still like, because of what's happened in the past, you can say, I am going to be this selfish.
Because even I'm talking.
Oh, well, maybe selfish is not the word.
I'm talking like this, but I'm the same. Like, I'm not even going to lie. Like, every time you double take that, every time maybe you enter somewhere and you see, like, if you see someone else of another race eating like an African food, like with hand and eating it properly, you look twice. It's I'm not trying to say you're saying, oh, it's just something that you look at. No? Like, it makes you think 2 times and say, weird. You know that kind of thing, but you're like, but you just move on, and maybe sometimes it might make you applaud them and say, oh, I like the way you're doing it, or it might make you look like or you can maybe be overcritical. You're like, why are you putting your hand like that, and who puts carry the garri to your mouth like that? You're not supposed to think that much too, but you don't do that to other people. I'm just trying to say whenever we all get there, it's be such an interesting world to see.
Indeed. Okay, and so that's what has made you rethink this whole Idris Elba as James Bond thing.
Yes, that's why I'm not so, as much as I want it, at the same time I'm like,
and so let me help you
feel a certain way.
Sure, and but then this is why he's just another variation of an agent in this person, not necessarily that he's that same person, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, you know what? I think like sometimes, you know, like if you give, I'm not trying to say 007 James Bond is fine, but I'm James Bond, even the name James Bond, it's not even. Well, which black person called their child play James Bond? Who has the last name as Bond? I'm just saying that
Well,
it's just
depends on where you were born and where you grew up. But yeah, fair enough.
I'm just saying that I'm just saying like, you know what? I feel like sometimes we die on the cross too much. Like I feel like sometimes people need to develop. You can keep the same thing. It doesn't have to stay on the same name. Like you can go on the same thing. You can continue 00 whatever. You can say 008, 009 if you want to create it. You can continue the franchise, but it doesn't have to be
like it's the same person.
It doesn't have to be 007. It doesn't have to keep the name.
So when you said the Shango thing, so if they wanted to use a Caucasian, so I'll just say this real quick. Depends on. So if you do it respectfully and sensibly, and there's an explanation, because if you're saying Shango that is supposed to be from Africa, then there's no way to marry.
No, the only explanation is to say Shango was kidnapped, taken to
or the real Shango died and he took up the mantle
and taken to Nearfly and then became Thor. That's just it. There's nothing else again.
Well.
So Shango's real name is really Thor, and Thor's real name is really Shango. However,
it's really Shango.
You just mix it in like that because basically God of Thunder or God of Lightning. However,
yeah.
The same person.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right.
Anyway,
yeah, sorry, move on.
Next one. So the next Netflix is potentially they're looking like they're going to lose 750 UK subscribers because of hit shows coming to Disney. So that's huge. That's a huge hit in the industry. So I pity them. But anyways, they're still doing things. They're bringing out some movies and stuff that they're trying to keep up. So yeah. Then the next one, Jujutsu Kaisen gets a movie. 18th of March. That's going to be very
in North America.
In North America, but so I hope it's a movie that is not. You know how sometimes all these animes do movies, but they do the movie like the kind of filler or too much of a filler, or they do the movie
it's
like
probably that
events. So they're trying to do the movie for shorts for people to just watch the anime in like a 1 hour burst and just see the whole thing. I hope it's not that. I hope it's something that, you know, like how these guys, Demon Slayer, did that train. So it's like from
Mugen Train,
they now had Mugen Train to like show you what happened in between. And then you now moved on to the anime after that. So that would be a good movie. So it's not necessarily a filler, but kind of the next step before the next step. And the last one is Demon Slayer will be wrapping up soon. So, wow.
I know. I didn't realize this though. I didn't realize it was 12 episodes. In my head, I just kept thinking, oh yeah, like the first season. We're going for the long haul, you know. I just didn't realize it was gonna stop at 12. So,
but Demon Slayer has always been short, hasn't it?
No, the first one was at least it was a little over 20 now. Don't you remember it was that episode? Is it 18 or 19 that had that spider episode that everybody was like crazy? That fight with the spider guys. That was long.
But then again, to give them a little bit of help
because of what Mugen
Train? They did no. I'm getting to the Mugen Train, but they did what's the name? You know, they had a movie as well, and that movie was just that spider moment. You know,
that's just them removing, like putting that part separately. Now it's not.
What I'm trying to say is that so if they what I'm trying to say, so if they remove that movie from the anime, the anime might have been short, and then you now have that movie. So I feel like if they took Mugen Train and added it to this one, the anime will be much longer. So it will be like 20 because you have a lot of episodes before then this guy died, then link it. So I guess they just give you the movie instead of adding it to the anime and redoing it again, and now there's just 12 episodes left because it's quite the continuation from the movie.
Got you. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, so I understand that. It's just I wish it was longer because now we're definitely.
Almost
done. But yeah. Okay. That's cool. All right. Yeah, that brings us to the end of our news show, at least for this week. So
thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for being here.
for coming, Abby.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Well, yeah, here and thanks for listening.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Yeah.
And
yeah.
producer,
Thank you, guys.
where is our outro, please? Don't mind this producer. I'll soon talk to you. We're happy.
We're happy. Thank you guys. As usual, please subscribe.
Forgive all the household noises that you might hear.
Yeah, it's part of life.
Bye.
Bye.